Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I'm your host, Enthros Campbell. 10-digit dialing became effective on March 31, making it mandatory for us to include the 876 area code when making local calls. Now, today we give you the facts on what this means to consumers, businesses, and telecom providers. My resource person is Gordon Brown, Public Affairs Coordinator at the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR. Mr. Brown, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Ms. Campbell.
So it is early days yet, but what kind of feedback are you getting with a 10-digit dialing?
Early feedback is that all the preparation was worth it.
Yes.
It's not absolutely problem-free, but so far, so good.
Yes. And where are you getting this feedback from whom?
Flow had actually put out an advisory that some of their business customers had not taken advantage of the time frame that was given, and especially the extended time to get things in order.
I was coming to that because you had to extend the time because some persons said they were still experiencing challenges. Have we managed to fix those problems?
To a large extent, yes. And what has been worked out and OER has considered and granted approval during April, additional time is given for a duality for specific numbers to be able to use the 7-digit, but that is just for those specific numbers where the equipment has not yet been upgraded. Reprogramming is what is needed.
All right. What are some of these devices probably that are not ready yet?
Could be, for instance, a point-of-sale machine.
Yes.
It could also be some form of telephone communication contact, like a security device, things of that nature which use telephone lines to transmit data and thereby complete the service which is being requested. Yeah,
so you're saying measures are in place to ensure that everybody is ready by when you're, what timeline are you thinking of?
It's just for April, and most likely it wouldn't take the entire month of April for that to happen.
Okay.
Utility provider has essentially said that they're making sure that they're stepping on that very quickly.
Yes. Remind us where we had to go with this 10-digit dialing.
Well, the backdrop, not too far back, 1997, we got 876. It was projected that we wouldn't need numbers for Jamaica for a long time, but the pace at which the numbers have been issued far exceeded expectations.
Yes.
That said, we're going to need to get new set of numbers, and it can only be through an area code addition. So what was done by OUR is that looking into the future, not with a crystal ball, mind you, but data, we saw that we're going to need to get, for Jamaica, another batch of numbers. And so the area code was assigned after having gotten through to the NANPA, North American Number Planning Administration, NANPA. We asked for, and it took some while later, to get that approval, and eventually 658 was given to us. So it was assigned, not specifically that we requested the 658 digit.
Talk to us a little bit more about NANPA.
It's really for the area, which is North America and includes Caribbean. What they do is they organize all the telephony systems throughout. It's really a continental structure. So the number planning administration that they do would be part of what they do is the area code designation. So we have to ask them for that number, because then that's what is going to be recognized globally. It's not something that we could do on our own. It has to be done in consortium with the number planning administration.
So we have not yet run out of numbers. So why the haste?
OUR is proactive. We pride ourselves on being proactive. It would have been a situation whereby Why didn't they see this coming? You get all the data, you have all the facts. Why didn't you take action? We don't want that kind of situation. We'd rather say we were ahead of the game. We knew when it was going to be coming in terms of roughly when, and so took measures to make sure that it was dealt with, because it took probably a 2-year span between requesting and the number assignment, the area code assignment. But Jamaica is not yet fully out of 876. But in a short while, with the take-up of new businesses, yes, and multiple, yes, phone systems and multiple devices, yes, there will be at some point in time the need for 658 to be introduced.
Yes. So what will happen now if someone forgets and dials without the 876 area code?
They'll hear a wonderful voice saying, you've got to do this over. You have to hang up and redial using 10 digits, which is a 3-digit area code, yes, plus the 7-digit number that you're trying to reach.
Right. What about toll-free numbers?
Well, toll-free numbers have now been changed from the 1 prefix to dialing without the prefix 1. So if you're going to reach OUR, it's 888 call OUR. Previously it was 1-888. Yes. Now it's just 888 call OUR.
Right. So we no longer have to use a 1 before toll-free numbers.
For local calls.
For local calls. For
That's
local
for
calls.
Local calls.
Yes, yes, yes. This would have cost the OUR or other stakeholders some funds to implement. Is that going to impact us in any way, users of the system?
Well, the call, there's no cost associated, additional cost associated with changing for callers. Where there will be some impact would be businesses, those companies, those business persons who use point-of-sale machines, and as it relates to security systems which have to interface between a residential or a commercial, yes, entity and the home base, they're going to have to reprogram. Now, the cost may or may not have to be applied, but that depends entirely on the terms of the contract with the utility service provider.
Yes, yes.
As it relates to businesses, however, there would be a cost for advertising. Business promotion, if you want your customers to reach you, and the customers try dialing with 7 digits, they might reach somebody else, maybe a competitor.
Yes,
you
yes,
do not,
yes,
want that.
Yes.
So it's in the best interest of business owners to revamp their advertising. Signage, telephone directory advertisements, all sorts of business promotion. It has to be done over to include the 876. And one other aspect of that is that the 876 should not be written with brackets. The bracket actually denotes optional.
What about the dash?
Use. The dashes are fine. Some people have gone artistic and putting dots, but that's fine. However, the brackets would be a no-no, because what it actually denotes is that you could choose to or choose not to,
yes,
use the area code.
And in this you have no choice.
Yet you don't have a choice anymore. Right?
We take a break now. We're going to take a break now, and you're watching Get the Facts. Stay with us as we tell you more on 10-digit dialing, which is now in effect for Jamaica.
What can a little germs do?
Pink eye running belly, even flu. Germs can make them happen to you.
Put germs on our manners with these. Cover your mouth when you cough and sneeze. Always wash your hand with water and soap. Keep dirty hands from your eyes and your nose and your mouth. You don't want to be sick, take care. Practice every day, no germs round here. A message from the Ministry of Health.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. We're discussing the 10-digit dialing system, which took effect on March 31. Gordon Brown, Public Affairs Coordinator at the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR, is still with me in studio. He's a resource person. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, Ms. Campbell.
Now, in the first segment, you told us about some of the devices and systems that should have been upgraded. Let's speak some more to those. What are some of these devices and systems?
Well, systems that use 10-digit dialing, that, of course, is what is in place now, previously would have been using 7 digits and would require reprogramming. A simple swipe card when you go to visit a doctor or you go to a hospital, the data is transmitted by a telephone connection. And so the hospital, the pharmacy, they would have had to do over their programming for their telephony system so that the data can now be transmitted automatically as it goes through, rather than, okay, let's call a technician. The concern, of course, everybody, so to speak, everybody, Jamaica, we took quite a lot of effort in trying to get the whole nation to realize that this is not something that you can escape. It's coming, and it's actually for the benefit of the nation why this is being done. So alarm systems I mentioned earlier. I just mentioned about the hospital and pharmacies with a swipe card for health services. But did you know that data is transmitted, for instance, with the JPS system?
Okay. Well, yes.
There are more phone systems coming in, especially as it relates to data transmission for business use. And so that is one of the reasons why numbers are being eaten up. At a much faster pace than was expected. Technology has really changed. And so with the digital era being further transformed, more and more systems are using data transmission devices. So it's all vital.
Talk to us about PBX systems.
Well, the PBX, Private Branch Exchange, PBX, basically office phone structure, whereby to reprogram, you have to be able to say to the machine, dial 10 digits instead of 7 digits, 10 digits instead of 7 digits, in order to be able to make a phone call. The typical PBX system, you dial a 9, and then you dial the phone number to dial out.
So you should dial 9 and then 876.
You have to dial an 876 now. Whereas if the reprogramming was not done and you dial 968, which is the start of OER's trunk, you would then not have entered the area code. It would be a 7-digit. So in the previous system, you would dial 9, then 968. But then in this case, now, you'd be left hanging, saying, where are you trying to reach? Because we don't recognize 9 as an area code. So please hang up and dial again. But that takes programming for that to happen.
Did you do anything to help people, to help businesses and so on?
Yes.
We
actually had some public forums. We also had quite a bit of social media engagement. And the utility services, the telecoms utility services, they put out their own private messaging systems through their social media, as well as with text messages to alert customers.
So was this change out, as I would call it, layman's language, was it very costly to businesses?
The businesses can speak to that directly, but the fact of the matter is, using social media, they would not have to incur an additional cost for using social media because the utilities, they already have social media teams engaging their own customers for customer resolution, etc.
As far as OUR is concerned, most companies are ready or should be ready in another month or so, fully.
Within April,
Within
specifically.
April. Yes, yes. What kind of redress do people have if they find that they can't get through because somebody's system is not open? Is there any?
Well, we anticipated that, and it's a wonderful thing that you asked,
Yes.
because there will be some circumstances where somebody tries dialing and there's a genuine issue. However, resolution is through contacting the utility provider.
Yes.
The utility provider should be able to help the customer resolve the issue. But just in case you can't, please contact OUR, and the toll-free number, it's not
With the one.
it's not with the one. It's 888 call OUR.
Yes, yes.
The line, the office line, is 876 968 6053.
Yes, yes. I went on your site today and I saw a note that says you wish to make it clear that this mandatory 10-digit dialing is not it's not intended to alter any kind of arrangements between persons calling and providers. Why was there a need for you to put out that disclaimer?
Customer feedback. We were being asked along the way during what is called a permissive dialing period, when people can dial with 7 digits. We were being asked, so I'm going to pay more for this, and who takes care of the cost of reprogramming? So that was why we did that. The circumstance is that if you already have a contract with the utility provider whereby they provide reprogramming as part of the terms and conditions, you have no cost. If, however, you're using a contracted agent, then you need to speak with the contracted agent who will speak with Flow or Digicel.
Okay, okay.
As the case may be.
Yes, yes.
But it's based on the terms and conditions of the customer contract between the two utility customers. Sorry, between the two utilities and the customers.
Okay. As we wrap, is there anything you wanted to tell our listeners, your customers, your clients, Jamaica?
Well, this is actually forward thinking. We anticipate that at some point in time, even possibly later this same year, we're going to start having utility providers issuing 658 area code numbers. But a lot of persons who may not have what is called a smartphone would have to go and input the 876 for each of the telephone numbers in the phone.
But there's an app.
For the smartphones, the quick, easy way to do it is to install one of the area code addition apps.
Yes.
There are quite a number of them.
Yes.
Install that and use select 7-digit only. Why I have to point that out specifically is that if you select all the phone numbers in your smartphone, it will include overseas numbers.
Yes, yes.
And then the number for your international supplier is now a local number.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.
You don't want that kind of mistake, because then it's going to be time consuming, not a biggie, but it's going to be time consuming to go and find those numbers and re-enter them correctly with the international code.
Thank you so much. We've come to the end of our discussion on the 10-digit dialing system. My resource person was Gordon Brown, Public Affairs Coordinator at the Office of Utilities Regulation, the OUR. Join us next time when we give you more facts. I'm Anthros Campbell. Take good care.